All right. Welcome to Some Random Guy Speaks. I am your host, Tony G, and we're about to get started. So, you guys heard my other live, and this one is going to be in regards to the title as it states. Are the Democrats accusing the Republicans of cheating? And this is what we're going to talk about. We knew that this was going to happen. We knew that this was going to happen from the start because we know that the Democrats have been in power between 12 to 16 years. And when they lose an election, they get very beside themselves when they want to recount, which that's what they're pushing for. They cannot accept the fact that 49 states, including the swing states, I'm sorry, the actual battleground states went red. They said, well, we're going to accuse them of cheating because we don't like this man. This orange dude that they call him, they talk about Donald Trump. They call him everything but the child of God. They cannot accept the outcome of this election, which is very, very, very interesting. This is something that many Republicans were expecting because you have a lot of crybaby women and a lot of lib men as well that cannot accept the fact that the Republicans beat them at their own game. We have to talk about it, ladies and gentlemen. They tried to say that, or they're accusing that there's some funny, shady business going on with the elections at the polls, which is not the case because the majority of people sent in mail-in ballots. And then there was a lot of safeguards with this particular election where it was impossible for the Republicans to cheat this time. Absolutely impossible. Now, it's going to come out for the 2020 election. It's going to come out about that one. Don't make no mistakes about it. So now that the Democrats are pushing for a recount, they're pushing and they're accusing the Republicans of cheating, which I find very interesting because we knew for a fact that this was going to happen. What the title suggests, though, Fabiana, yeah, it's what the title says. Um, is this the police? At any event, so hello, can you talk? So at any event, so yeah, so other than that, the Democrats are accusing the Republicans of cheating. This is the question. For those that are on the lib side that are Democrats, do you think that the Republicans have actually cheated? I'm doing fine, Fabiana. How about yourself? So that's the question. This is the question. They don't think at all. Well, some of these people, I'm going to tell you this though. It is coming out. I've been on some of these people's lives, and they're trying to galvanize. Now, as Republicans, we know that this is not going to go away. There are some people in the Democratic Party that are mad as high hell and water. You know what I'm saying? They are very, very upset for the fact that this particular election on the Democratic side, they're very, very upset. They cannot accept the fact that 49 states went to Donald J. Trump. You know what I'm saying? So that is what is going on here. So I said, you know what? Let me make a video. Now I'm not for sure if it's everywhere, but this is in the minds of some of the Democrats. And I'm just saying though, um, this election went foolproof on the Republican side. I voted for Trump. Many people did. They, on the lib side, liberals, they refuse to accept the fact that the country is just not ready for the woke stuff. We would never be ready for the woke agenda, ever. Never, ever. And they alienated heterosexual men. They do not understand their own policies. This is why they're beside themselves, ladies and gentlemen. They do not understand their policies. That's why I'm really, it's no shocker to me that some of them are willing to go out on a limb to say this guy has cheated, which the Republicans and the the RNC have won fair and square. That's why they had the poll watchers. Trump had a slew of 500 lawyers in pinpoint areas across the United States to make sure and to remind them, regards to the election and the Constitution and so forth. So he has some pretty high-powered attorneys on this thing to make sure that the cheating did not happen. But I find this is a thing. They're so out of touch because they want to paint Trump as being this deviant, low down, no good scoundrel, where in fact he has done so much good for people alone, let alone for the country in the first 4 years he was in office. It just doesn't hold any water as to why they would want to think that that the Democrats want to think that they have won. They really do. They think they've been cheated. It's like, it's absolute crazy. So Trump, Vance, they went out on the campaign trail together in different states, knocking them down from the president to the vice president. They hit every city in every state they're near. Been out there campaigning on the campaign trail. Trump done this alone, and he's a lot older than Kamala. He's almost 80 years old, but he still have the energy of a 20, 30-year-old going out here on the campaign, doing what he has to do, securing this election to win because he cares a lot about the country. He said, put America first. These are the things that Trump was doing. His policies are stellar. He knows exactly what he's doing. He's always thinking ahead. He's always planning and things of that nature. These are the things of a winning, successful team. And I didn't see that with the Democrats in a long time. But for them to sit up here and have the nerve to assume, and this is some of them, I'm not saying this for all of them, but what I believe is that it starts with a ripple effect and then it's going to start trying to spread out. Not to worry on the Republican side because they don't have no merit. This is just talk. This is just talk because, as we already know, the Democratic Party at this point has already been it's already been neutralized right now. They have no leadership. They are in disarray. I mean, the threat level is minimum right now for the forerunners. They don't stand on any type of merit or anything. And look at the legacy news as well too. You guys realize that CNN, MSNBC or NBC, and ABC, these are the major networks that have lost over 50% of their viewers. Now they have to do some layoffs because they can't afford to pay people. What's the top anchor person? Anderson Cooper. Anderson Cooper, they pay him at NBC, they pay him about $20 million a year alone. He making all this money, right? What's the other guy that decided to leave? Chris, can't think of his last name right now, but yeah, I think he ended up leaving. What's the other network? But at any event, These guys, the networks, the legacy media is gone. Instead of going down the tube and things like that, the View is on the chop block too. And I already called it before. I knew it wouldn't last 2 years at all. The way it's going now, and they could thank people like Sunny Hostin. She's like her and Whoopi alone. They're like a dynamic duo that really brought ABC down to the ground. And they really, and the thing about Sunny Hostin is that she still decided to stand 10 toes down, doubling down on the rhetoric. And she looks like a moron. I mean, just absolute nuts and crazy. And then Whoopi Goldberg, that's another basket case mentally as well. Like most of them on that View that I never watch. I don't watch the View at all. Real people. I don't watch network, legacy network, and all that stuff. I don't watch the news. I don't watch that stuff. I get my sources outside. Not messing around with this type of stuff. So there it is, ladies and gentlemen. Just kind of talking about this stuff because we have to talk about it and deal with it, right? And this is exactly what it is. Exactly what it is. We have to talk about this thing. And what else I was going to mention? So, oops, sorry guys. All right, it's stereo. Yeah. So other than that, yeah, we have to talk about it because I thought it had to be. I thought it was something to ponder a little bit because with the Democrats, they whiny, bitchy, and they complain. They lost fair and square. I mean, to me, it's just this is the madness with them because, as we said before, they never had a real agenda other than the woke stuff, and that pissed people off. Whether they're gonna accept it or not, we're looking good. We're looking real good, and I believe that Trump will take this country to new heights because for a long time we never have gone in new heights. We just been under the same political machine, which I can understand. This is why a lot of people didn't trust politicians. But when you really listen to Trump, it was something different. How he said, I'm going to take the power from the government and give it back to the people. I never heard a president ever mention that before. And I thought some of his speeches was very, very beautiful regarding getting America back on track. And this is what we're talking about here. But for the Democrats to, some of them think that this election was rigged, it was stolen. Once again, this is the delusion that some of these Republicans are, I'm sorry, some of these Democrats, sorry about that, some of these Democrats are under this delusion that this election was hacked or stolen from them. It's like I said before, Trump will bring out the previous election back in 2020 because we already know that Biden should not have gotten in there, and that election was stolen from Trump. And when that come out, then they're gonna really, really see. So if they are accusing the Republicans of hacking this election, we have even a better one. Because without a shadow of a doubt, and they have the evidence that that election back in 2020 was stolen from Trump. Plain and simple. This is one of the main reasons as to why the Democrats wanted to threaten people and want to accuse or threaten people and put them in jail if they were to bring up that election fraud. Look what they did to Ruben Giuliani, the former mayor of New York. They took his livelihood from him. They took his house. They took a lot of things for Ruben Giuliani. He's gonna get it back once Trump get in there. When he gets officially sworn in, he ain't worried about it right now because, it's a damn shame of what they did to Ruben Giuliani, all because Ruben Giuliani said that it was election fraud, and they didn't want that to spread. This is what the Democrats does under the Biden administration, Obama administration, Clinton administration. They want to accuse us of misinformation, and they want to stifle it by threatening people, just like they did with the pandemic about the jab. They want to threaten people on that type of stuff. See? And to me, this is not a legitimate party. It's a party of evil, and it's a party that is anti-American. That's exactly what it is. I am saying to myself and accuse the Democratic Party of being anti-American first and foremost. They do not believe in the Constitution. They hate freedom of speech. They want to control everybody all the way down. Look at all this bloated government. They already, and the good news is that Trump has hired Elon Musk and Vervik to trim the fat in government and reduce the bloating. I'm so happy about that because now we're going to see where all that money has been going. Some of it I'm already been looking at. They already been talking about it. They just spend money like it was going out of style, man. Both uniparty, it was the same thing. And now that they got Elon Musk on the task, he's going to knock this down by 80% of government gone. There's going to be a lot of bureaucracy jobs gone, as they should be. And this is, see, what you guys didn't understand, how Trump was going to bring money back into the United States. He told you on two levels: the tariffs, the drilling, drill baby drill, the fracking and all that. And then when he reduced the government down to 80%, what you think were all that money? Elon said he can do it where he can take about two. He said he can give the American government, which is the people, back $2 trillion. That's a lot of money. If he's able to save the government $2 trillion already, you can imagine what he could do in 4 years. I'm trying to get you guys to think about this stuff a little bit. This ain't never been done before. It never. This is present. This is actually history right now. This is history that I'm talking about here. So I'm talking about all of the great things and the good things coming from the right versus with the left. Whether if they want to assume that it's been hacked or cheated, what we already know for a fact. Even Michael Lindell from My Pillow. I mean, when he did the symposium, giving, explaining in regards to and giving evidence. What's that? Dominion is the name of those ballot machines, and how they were wireless, and how they were being controlled, and they probably have used Russia or one of these outside sources that was tampering with the election. Ladies and gentlemen, since that has happened, that is an insurrection in the United States. This is what granted Trump absolute power because of an insurrection with our election system. That's what ended up happening, ladies and gentlemen. That's exactly what ended up happening. When they was going up there on J6, they were going up there to protest. They were going up there to protest. The Democrats, they wanted to silence the movement of the fraudulent activity because had it would have gained traction, then Trump would have got into office in 2020. So what did they do? They created a phony insurrection. And when they created the phony insurrection at J6 and by Nancy Pelosi, there were undercover, there was FBI agents posing as MAGA and all this other stuff. And you got innocent people that are locked up. Trump was going to pardon them, by the way, once he gets back in office.
so that you guys know. It wasn't an insurrection. The insurrection actually happened when they when it was election fraud. And when Trump exposed that this was an election fraud, those people at J6 will be exonerated. You guys, that's not a real insurrection. The insurrection happened when it was election fraud. When the election was tampered with, whether it was inside or outside forces, it was tampered with, and they have the evidence. He's just saving it until when he gets into office, and he will explain and show the world and show the America as well how the election was tampered with back in 2020. That is what we call an insurrection. And when there's an insurrection, there are executive orders, and this what gives a president control of the military by the oath that the United States military has to take. And it's in the Constitution where it says to protect this country, foreign and domestic. They have to abide, and they have to, because they swear by the oath in the military. This is exactly what it is, ladies and gentlemen. I'm just coming out with some of this stuff right now. J6 was not a insurrection, but the tampering of the election was an insurrection. And all those people at J6 will be pardoned because they weren't the ones undercover FBI agents posing as MAGA and so forth, whether you want to believe it or not, but it was absolutely true. And they had the proof on that as well. That's why I say this particular party, this Democratic Party, especially after Obama, it went from bad. It was already bad, but it went from bad to worse. And it happened with Obama. And Obama, he separated people, divided people up. And he was the one that created this LGBT. He weaponized the LGBTQ community, is what he did. He weaponized them, which separated people as well. And these things actually have happened under his watch. That's why he's mud now. Even in the black community, yeah, he can't come back into the black community and try to smooth it over. We'll roast his behind. Him and Michelle, we'll roast him. He's not welcome because he's already been found out. So, but going back to what it is, ladies and gentlemen, this is exactly what it is regarding the Democrats accusing the Republicans for hacking or election fraud. I just want you to ponder on that. It's absolutely ridiculous. I know there's a woman on live right now. She goes by Queen Lily. I never ran across her feed before. I mean, her channel before. I told my friend to check it out, see what you think. And he ain't got to stay on there. I couldn't take it, this nonsense, how um, this Queen Lily woman, this Queen Lily, I'm not familiar with her. I'm not really familiar with a lot of these channels, but I was scrolling and I ran across her channel and it had in the title "Shake My Head" about the election. Um, they're running this in her on her channel. They're running this yeah, they're actually running this particular fabrication about how the election was taken from them or how it was hacked. And then she has this white woman. I can't think of her name, but she had her phone up to the TV and then talking about it. It's absolute nonsense. It really is. I appreciate the few likes though too. By the way, thank you. I appreciate the likes as well and things, but it's absolute ridiculous. No type of footing, no type of bearing. I'm just over here chuckling because this is the nonsense. This is the type of lies that they spit out, and they are in every aspect of their party. Lies, deceit, and cheating. This is what they do on the left, these liberals. These liberals, and I was saying this before, on all my feeds that I do, on the streams, I should say, I talk about these liberals, these out of control liberals. And like I said, the liberal women are the worst. They really are. You know, they really are. The ones that voted for Trump, we appreciate you because, you know, when we start looking at this thing, you know, overall, you have to admit that the policies that Trump implemented and put in place, it's going to benefit the whole country, not just conservatives. It's going to benefit everybody. And that's what you have to look at it as. Nobody said you have to love Trump or like Trump. I have no problems with Trump at all. I really don't. Because I know the direction of where he's trying to take the country. When he said the golden age, I understand that wholeheartedly. This is not just talk. Because I saw what he did 4 years, over 4 years ago, when his accomplishments are stellar. What is a lot of stuff that he did, and he had to learn where the poison was, because yeah, he was putting people together, and he had to find out who's who. I believe he did this on purpose to try to draw out the snakes and the venoms and things like that. Now that he's been in Washington, he knows exactly where the rhinos are on the Republican side and where the snakes are on the Democrat side. He's very aware where both of these snakes that slither and hide in the party and undermine and lie. He's very aware of this now, for sure. This is why, and they're still there. They're still these venomous snakes are still there in Washington, but their study being smoked out. The ones that bark the loudest, like in these Democratic states, like Gavin Newsom, is pretty obvious what he's on. They're making threats to the president as to how they are not going to be buffaloed in or corralled in. They have no idea because Trump controls the military. They don't. So they're going to have to get in line or get out of the way. He definitely has control on the military. Trump does. Plus, Trump has Space Force as well too. So right now, Trump is holding all the Trump cards right now, whether you like it or not. So for people like Gavin Newsom and these other type of Democrat and these rhino Republicans that are governors and stuff over these particular cities that don't want to comply, they're going to comply. They're going to comply. Now he got a new border czar as well. Trump is really setting up the dream teams, putting these people in positions, key positions too. He got a guy that's a border czar. Trump asked him how long is it going to take for him to get the border together. This is what Trump actually asked his new border czar. I can't think of his name right now. I'm actually going to get a list of all the new people in the Department of Government that Trump is hiring. But the new border czar said, because Trump asked him, he said, how long is it going to take for you to get the border, you get these immigrants and so forth together and out of here? He said, give me 120 days. Trump said, you got 60 days. This is what Trump said. You got 60 days to make it happen, which is 2 months. This is what Trump told the new borders are. You got 60 days, which is 2 months, to make it happen. The border is going to be shut down. There's going to be an exodus like never before. And Trump is actually going after the cartel this time. He's going to obliterate the cartel. He got special Navy SEAL, real tough hombres to go in there to smoke these people out, and he's going to take and neutralize and destroy the cartel. Trump is going after the cartel first because he understands the cartel not only just drug trafficking, but we also talk about human trafficking and child trafficking. So they are on Trump's hit list. Trump has a hit squad of very, very tough Navy SEALs and so forth, and Special Forces, Delta Force, that's going to go into the cartel and they're going to totally obliterate them over there. It's already said that he's going to do it anyway. Trump ain't messing around, ladies and gentlemen. We will have order in this country. There ain't gonna be no more dying of fentanyl and running illegal trafficking, human trafficking. The days of Venezuelan gangs and MS-13 and all them, they're gonna be a thing in the past. It's judgment is coming. So for you that are in this country illegal, that's hearing this message, your days are numbered because judgment is coming. You know, and it sure is though too, and it's gonna be swift. These sanctuary cities are going to be shut down. And I just love the policy, though. It's exactly what it is. It's exactly what it is, though, ladies and gentlemen. These particular people in the Democratic Party are anti-American. They don't like America. They hate America. They do not like patriots. They hate patriots. They do not like the betterment of the people. They don't want the power to the people. They want the power to the government, power to corporations. These are fascist pigs, monsters, right? That does nothing more than to harm innocent people with the taxation crap. These are the things that we are suffering from. And then you have the nerve to want to call Trump a tyrant and a liar and a hater. How dare you? You don't even, you're so cowardly. For some of you guys on the left and you liberals are cowardly that you don't even want to look at his policies and see what he's been doing for the whole of America. When Trump said America first, he means that. We ain't never had a president that said America first. He said it, right? And I believe it because many of us have already seen Trump get down over 4 years ago. This is nothing new. It's going to be reinformed now. In fact, it's fortified now. Fortified now. Absolutely. So this is why I said, how they have the nerve to say that this Democratic election, the Democrats are saying that the election has been hacked. This is what they're saying. This is what they're saying. They cannot accept the fact that the Republicans beat them fair and square. They cannot accept it. I ask you, ladies and gentlemen, I ask you guys, that's why I said in the title, are the Democrats accusing the Republicans of cheating on this election? And that was the title to the question originally. Now, I know what most people, or some people, most people do like where Trump is taking America now. That's a fact. They really do. And really, I'm not really giving this thing of the Democrats try to put life in this thing because it can't. But I wanted to hear from someone in regards to what do they think of in regards to it, because I'm always curious in regards to what someone else thinks. I'm just here, just waiting to see if someone would chime in on it, on the title, to hear what they have to say about it. Because all this showing out on social media is, this is one of the things of how insane some people are over an effing election. They absolutely think they are in dire straits. They think they're in the worst position now than they ever have been before. I heard one black woman scream, crying her eyes out, "They gonna put us back in slavery." I couldn't believe it, man. I said, oh my gosh. Propaganda, man. The Democrats have done very well if they have their people scared, especially in the so-called black community. They have them scared. They use their insecurities against them. This is what they do. And this is why the so-called black community never advance themselves. In other words, they stay right down at the bottom of the barrel down there. They come into the black community every 4 years. Blacks vote for them, not on the primaries mainly. They vote on the nationals, and this has been going on far too long. But I'm glad to see that there were blacks that were breaking away from the Democratic slave plantation. With the men, the young men especially, and some of the young black women that did not vote for Kamala Harris. I find it very strange that these Democrats, on these black Democrats, they're blaming the men and they never blame the women. You know, there were women too that did not vote for Kamala Harris as well too. I have picked up black women in my car and we have actually talked about it. They didn't vote for Kamala Harris either. They were like, she didn't have no policy, none of this type of stuff. I mean, no, she's a thing of the past. We'll never have to worry about her again. We don't have to worry about Obama, Clinton's, Biden. They all are finished. We do have some other concerns, though. The other people behind the scenes. I think it looked like Gavin Newsom is going to be trying to run for 2008. And you already seen what Gavin Newsom did to California. And he has a nerve and the audacity to think that he could run for president. He may try, but if anybody, well, that's anybody that's seen how he did, I'm talking about Gavin Newsom. Anybody seen as the governor how he jacked up California, and then this is the guy that y'all want as president. To me, he's no worse than Tim Walz of Minnesota. Nowhere in the world. Nowhere in the world, these guys. Tim Walz is done. Tampon Tim is done. In my opinion, Gavin Newsom is done because the people, when they see Trump and what he's been able to accomplish and do, they're not gonna, they really are not gonna vote for Gavin Newsom. If he decides to run in 2008, which I believe he is, because they don't have anybody else. If that dodo is gonna run, then they really ain't got nobody. They really ain't got nobody. He's a dodo too. Gavin Newsom, he's a dodo as well too. I believe that the DNC leadership is finished for right now. That's why I say for the Republicans like us, we ain't got nothing to worry about. You know. But I just wanted to point that out to you guys a little bit. I know like I'm not really getting much interaction on this particular title and things like that. Yeah, so I thought that I could probably put this out and maybe have someone to talk about it. But I appreciate the couple of likes though. That'll help. You know, thanks. I appreciate it. You know, so before I go off here because I got to get back to work. But I said I just wanted to do this quick stream real quick regards to this. I don't think we have anything to worry about, not for a long shot, because again, we won fair and square. If they want to challenge this thing, um, hey, you know, but like it is, everything certifying the vote and everything like that, we're gonna see. We are going to see, ladies and gentlemen, you know, what the future has in store. But other than that, I'm about to get ready to sign off. I just wanted to bring that up to you guys real quick. But I thank you for listening and things. And you guys have a wonderful day. And I'll see you later. Peace.